everyone, my name is Charmaine and I'm the dietitian that helps people reverse type 2 diabetes with plant-based eating. And this is Carlos. He's my wonderful client who's been crushing it at reversing his type 2 diabetes. So you can say hi to everyone, Carlos.
Hello.
Hi. So Carlos, what made you reach out to us? I know you're working with me and Galia, but what made you reach out to the Reversing Diabetes program and start working with us?
Well, I reached out to you guys because, I had been trying to learn a little bit more about diabetes on my own. And I ran across some information that, insulin resistance was related to diabetes, et cetera, et cetera. So as I'm scrolling through TikTok one day, I see some of your videos and I like the information that you were giving. It resonated with me because again, I was kind of trying to figure out what else I could do. And it just seemed really interesting. And so I reached out to you and I contacted you and I did the free videos that you have and, decided that I wanted to get more information. That's how it all started.
Awesome. And we were talking before this and you were telling me our first consult, right? And you
Right.
were sharing how in your first consult, you were sharing that, I've eaten meat all my life and, it's going to be a very different transition, right? And so what
Right.
made you decide, okay, I'm still going to do this, even though it's going to be hard? What made you be that motivated to make a change?
So as you were mentioning, yes, I was actually quite concerned in the beginning that I was not going to be able to stick it out because I was basically looking at completely flipping upside down my diet or the way I thought about what I ate. Not necessarily a diet, but just the way you think about how you eat, how you choose the things that you're going to eat. Um, and where I normally thought of the meats as the main um, part of the dish, and then everything else was just an afterthought. I thought, well, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but the fact is that what I'm doing right now is not working, and if anything, it's just getting worse. I had been on medication for a little over a year, and I was well on my way to be put on insulin. As I told you before, I was taking 2,000 milligrams of metformin. I was taking 100 milligrams of Januvia per day. Um, and my A1c was beginning to creep up again into the 9.5, 10% range, even with all that medication. So I thought, okay, what I'm doing is not working and it's just getting worse. So it's kind of insane to think that I'm going to keep doing that and get better. Not to mention the fact that I was not very crazy about the effect those medications will have long term on my body. So that was my motivation. I want to be around for my kids, and I know that diabetes has a way of damaging your body in a way that you don't notice it. You don't know until it's too late. And then once it's too late, there's really not much else you can do about it. So yeah, I guess that's my main motivation is my kids. I want to be around for them.
I love that, Carlos. And how has your how has your journey been in transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle, to a lifestyle that helps you reverse insulin resistance? How has that process been for you?
It was a lot of information at first. And you guys made it to where it was easy to follow the transition because with your program, you're not, okay, you have to have this every single day and you have to do this every single day. You're more relaxed. You're like, okay, look, try to move into it, try to transition into it. Don't be so hard on yourself. I like your analogy. I don't remember where I heard it on one of your videos, I think, but it's like if a kid comes home with an 85 or a 90, you don't necessarily yell at him for not making 100, you know?
Mm.
And you say, okay, great job. You did great. Let's see what you can do next time to improve on it. But what you're doing is great,
Mhm.
much better than a 50 or a 60, right? So that type of attitude made it easier to begin to transition into the different way of thinking to eat. All the information you guys put up in your documents and the videos and everything is very helpful. Um, and then you're always within reach. It's easy to get guidance when you're out and about. My wife and I have a tendency to eat out a lot because both of us work. So, you're available, and it just made it easier.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. And I'm glad that you're able to make it into your lifestyle as well, right? Like if you eat out a lot,
Right.
and you were still able to work it out. And, I know when we work together, I always see, pictures when you're at restaurants. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Like you're actually, able to practice what you learned in restaurants and still
Right.
be able to make it work in your lifestyle, right? Um,
Exactly.
and I think a lot of people also think that with plant-based eating, you have to do 100%, right? But I know for you, it's not that case, right? Like you're able
Right.
to, of course, lower your A1c, but you're still able to be flexible, and still be able to practice that. Would you mind sharing a little bit of your weekend situation with us and how you felt?
Oh yeah. For instance,
Mm-hmm.
we went to visit some family in South Carolina, uh, extended family from my wife's side of the family, and they were very nice. They cooked a wonderful meal, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of dishes, but every one of the dishes was meat based. And before I started the program, that's exactly what I would want to eat all the time. Um, and I said to myself, okay, look, I'm gonna let this be my flex meal of the week,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll go ahead and eat everything they cooked. I mean, we're talking stuff with cheese,
Mm-hmm.
turkey, ground beef, all kinds of things that we're trying to avoid in
Mm-hmm.
this plant-based diet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but after eating the meal, I enjoyed it. It was delicious and everything, but um, I was afraid that I was going to be craving it,
Mhm,
craving that type of food again.
mhm,
And I found out that I actually was looking forward to getting back to my vegetables and eating my regular diet that I have been eating over the past 3 months. So that was nice
mhm.
because
Yeah,
I can tell that I can incorporate it into the rest of my life. It's not just a crash diet that I'm doing it for right now. No, this is something that I can keep doing for the rest of my life. And
amazing.
that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And you're telling me that it's completely different 3 months ago, right? Like you
Yes,
were mostly meat-based, but now it's okay, I want to go back to eating, vegetables, fruits,
exactly.
whole grains. That is
Exactly.
amazing. That's really amazing. And what would you say is the biggest result that you've seen in this program and how you feel, no matter if it's physically, emotionally? Would you mind sharing
Well,
with us?
it's not just one result. I mean, it's a multitude of things. I went into this program. I could care less about losing weight, in all honesty. I was focused on controlling my diabetes. And, I managed to lose about 20, 23 pounds or something like that. And I wasn't trying to, because if you remember seeing, or Galia will tell you, my meals are not small by any means. I eat a multitude of plates. Um, but I still managed to lose the weight. So that was a nice thing that happened. Um, I have a lot more energy than before. Um, you know, I'm in a better mood. Um, of course, My doctor has already reduced some of my medication, and I'm hoping that next month when I see my doctor again, they can completely remove all my medication. Um, my A1c is great. Last time I checked it was 5.6. So to say that there's one thing that has been great about this experience, it's an understatement. It's a multitude of things, and it's just they're all related with each other.
I love that. I love that. And what would you say how would you feel before this program, or how high was your A1c before transitioning to
Uh,
this lifestyle?
when I first got diagnosed about 2 years ago with diabetes, my A1c was roughly 12 and a half, 12.5%.
Mm-hmm.
And after taking medication and everything, I got it under a little bit under control, maybe in the sevens or so. And then it just started creeping back up. And before I started the program, I was at 9.5,
Mm-hmm.
9.5. So even though I was taking a lot of medication and it did fine in the beginning and it helped in the beginning, it
Mm-hmm.
just wasn't a long term.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of getting better, I was getting worse. So here I am taking all this medication, and now I'm probably going to be put on insulin. So that wasn't what I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Uh, so it definitely was not working the way I wanted it.
Got it.
But
Got it.
this program definitely, helped out tremendously. Like I said, I'm looking at being completely taken off medication next month.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. And you're from A1c 9.5 and now to a 5.6. And that's
right,
not even a pre-diabetic number. That's actually
right,
normal person's A1c number. So
right.
that's definitely very exciting. And that's really all your hard work, right? Like, we enjoyed our one-on-one videos with you. We enjoyed our consults with you, but I think most of it is you putting in the hard work,
Thank you.
you making the effort, really implementing in your life. So definitely congratulations to you. We are extremely, extremely proud of you. One last question. What would you say to someone who is on the fence of, I don't know if I want to do it on a plant-based lifestyle or not. I don't know if I want to, start reversing my diabetes or
Yeah.
not. What would you say to that person?
Well, just before I get to that, I did want to
Mhm.
tell you something else that I forgot to mention
Yeah.
that I really enjoyed about the program is the weekly check-ins.
Mm.
The weekly check-ins, I think, are the single thing that helped me the most, because I could see little changes, little tweaks that I could make. And Galia was great with the check-ins. I mean, she gave me so much information, especially in the beginning. I think my very first check-in, it took her like 30 minutes
Oh,
to get
wow.
through all my meals because she was just, telling me, okay, you got to change this, got to change that, take out the nuts, take out blah, 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 all that stuff. But towards the end, they got a lot shorter because, I was taking into consideration the things that she said. And so that helped tremendously. So I didn't want to forget to say that.
Yeah,
But as
she's
far
awesome.
as someone being on the fence about the program, I think the biggest thing that they gotta consider, that they should consider, is whatever you're doing hasn't been working. Otherwise, you would not be considering a program.
Mm.
Um, and what is the point of continuing to do the same thing that you're doing if it's not getting you to where you want to go? And if living with diabetes by taking and controlling it by taking medication is where you want to be, by all means, that's fine. But in my case, I wanted to be able to be in control of my diabetes. It's not something that I'm going to get rid of. It's not like I got a cold and I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to live with this for the rest of my life. Just like someone who has an allergy to peanuts has to learn how to live around not eating peanuts,
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn how to live around the glucose that's in my system.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was doing wasn't working. So
Mm-hmm.
why would I keep doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
It's ultimately learning a way to actually, reverse the root cause of the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And I think one of the big takeaways just hearing from you is also, actually going after the solution that actually helps.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
for you, you're a person that, like, I can tell that you're a very like logical person. Like if something doesn't work, you're gonna find a solution. Same with Galia's check-in, right? Like if she
Right.
tells you this is going great, this is not going great, you're gonna implement it. And I think
Exactly.
that's the biggest thing too. I think a lot of times, there is a solution out there. There is a solution
Right.
to reverse your insulin resistance, to get off medications, right? To lower your A1c. But it's just a really matter of testing. And I think a lot of people are discouraged because of what they've tried before, right? They've tried low
Right.
carb, they've tried medication, they've tried supplements, none of them help. And slowly they just feel like, well, nothing works, right? But I think
Exactly.
for you, you kept faith. Hey, if nothing I tried worked, then I'm going to try this. And
Right.
here you are, A1c of 5.6. So
That's
congratulations,
right.
Carlos. So,
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
proud of you. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to share, or you're good sharing?
I just want to thank you, and um thank you so much for everything you guys do.
Hmm, thank you.
Sorry about that. I know it's a life-changing experience. So
Yeah. No need to apologize. This makes me emotional too. And um, you know, I wasn't planning on saying this, but I'm a I'm a religious person, and I believe in God. And I always pray every day that God will bring people that need this to me. And I'm so grateful that He connected us together. And I pray that will connect
yeah,
to many more people. And I'm excited for you, Carlos. I think I have goosebumps
thank
right
you.
now, but I'm excited for you. I think, only good things is going to come from this now. You'll be able
Right.
to be with your kids, be able to
Exactly.
travel, do what you love. Um,
Right.
I'm just full of hope for you, and just want to thank you so much for trusting me and Galia in this. We definitely enjoyed our time, and we always talk about you. We're like, yes, like Carlos, he was able to get off his medication.
Thank you. You
We're
guys are awesome. You guys do a tremendous job. And I'm just so happy that I was able to connect with y'all.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Well, that's it from us, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to our conversation. And if you're interested in working with me and Galia, you can also book a call with us with the link below. But my message for you guys is that it is definitely possible to reverse insulin resistance, reverse type 2 diabetes, and be able to get off medications and live life to the full. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.